I'm Ben Klunt, and today I'm here with my colleague David Gordon, and we are on part 2 of the series of blind spots, and we're going to dig into annuities and insurance this week.
So this week, focusing on insurance, specifically annuities, Ben, thought we'd just kind of talk a little bit about insurance in general and how people in our market in the wealth management industry, it's kind of been a bad word for a long time, simply because of how these products have been sold.
Absolutely.
Thoughts on that?
Well, I'll just say, for a lot of people don't know that we actually have an insurance division here at 10 Capital with 4 of us that are actually licensed in insurance.
Yep.
And so Dave and I being 2 of those people. And in the past, Dave and I actually worked in the traditional broker house model of this, which we now have come to see are the error of our ways. And so we want to dig into the issue itself. And so I think part of the issue is that there wasn't an alignment amongst the advisors and the people that were selling these insurance products and the beneficiary of the products, i.e. you guys, the ones who bought the insurance products. So what we've found now is a solution.
We're going to talk about a few things today. One is, what is the issue with insurance and maybe annuities more specifically? And then we're gonna dive into, okay, then what is the solution? So Ben, let me kick it to you. What has been the historical issue, or several of the issues, with insurance in general or annuities more specifically?
Well, I mean, we might not have said it in the intro, but the word insurance has always kind of been a naughty word, right? And a lot of people know that like insurance is expensive. It's really expensive to have this thing. And I think that has been the case, at least in the past, because the goals of the agent selling the policy have not been aligned with that of the person buying the policy. And usually they are expensive when you go in a traditional commission-based world. So, and one of the biggest things I think that most people don't start with in the insurance space, because they're not financial planners, they're not investment advisors, is they don't start with a goal, right? They don't start identifying client goals. They start with, here's the policies that I can sell.
Here's the product.
Here's the product.
Shove them in.
How much of my product are you willing to buy?
Exactly. So the incentives have been not aligning the consumer with the person selling the product. Correct. Okay.
So you've heard us say before, right? When somebody comes in, we don't know what product they're going to go into, and we don't have a set lineup of products that we're going to sell. We have to first go through the financial planning process to identify what are their goals, what are the things that are going to be most beneficial for them when it comes to accomplishing those goals. So I think those have been a lot of the biggest issues, at least, that I would say in the insurance realm. You think I'm missing anything, Dave?
No, I think that's great, and just the nature of that distribution model. It means there's a lot of added costs within those products. Yeah. So when you actually uncover, let's call it a variable annuity with a living benefit rider that we see all the time, you could be looking at 3%, 4%, 5% internal cost to actually run that contract for the client.
Yep.
That's the heart of what we're getting at.
Well, and depending on when the policy was sold, it might have been based off of tech era returns,
exactly.
Which are not necessarily realistic returns, right?
Exactly.
When we're doing projections on these. So people bought these things based off of return assumptions that are now blowing up, and they don't even know that they're blowing up.
Exactly.
I will say, too, another interesting thing is we have 4 licensed individuals in our firm in the insurance realm, Dave and I being 2 of them. Yep. So not only are we talking about the issue, but we have been in firms that have sold in the traditional manner that we were talking about, right? So we got to experience it via our colleagues firsthand at those other firms, how this works.
And we decided it was broken.
And so obviously we're here now and not there.
That's right.
So you want to dig a little bit into what we have done, where the insurance market has gone, and what do you see as the solution?
Yeah. So we look at it as, how do we break the old insurance distribution model? That's essentially, how do we bring that world into a client-centric, fiduciary, working in your best interest model? So I think there's 3 key pieces to that, and it all starts with comprehensive planning. It all starts with what we do every single day for clients. And so we don't know what type of portfolio of investments we're going to put a client into. We don't know if the client's going to need some long-term care policy or a life insurance policy. So we're going to
self-funded or not.
Yeah, we're going to first and foremost make you, the client, the benchmark, and build a plan around that. The second piece is we're going to educate you on that plan and educate you maybe on things that you've bought in the past that you don't fully understand. We see this all the time. So we're going to empower the consumer through education, as we kind of go through that planning process. And I think the third thing is and we actually just did this, is actually we said, we're gonna completely create a new set of products that are in the client's best interest, strip out a ton of fees, and so we have a new insurance marketplace that does this. So we can actually go pick kind
of best of class products.
An annuity off the shelf for a client that has all of the, not all of them, but a lot of the internal costs stripped out. So maybe it's 25% of the cost, maybe a fully liquid, annuity. So we're looking at this in a significant basis. We have a lot of clients that have come in. I've done this a few times in the last week saying, I bought this old just fat fee annuity in the past 10 years ago, help me out with it. And either we have blown the annuity up, or maybe it's in there's a huge, tax implication for them to blow it up. So then maybe we put it in.
By blowing up, he means
unraveling
the annuity or putting it into a new product.
Exactly. So if we put it into a new product, we could potentially call that an annuity rescue. So we could take an old historical terrible contract and put you into a new low cost contract that can actually, align more with your interests.
And I know for a lot of people, because I've had this come up in the past, they have these annuities, right? And they might be expensive, but they also have hundreds of thousands of dollars in unrealized gain because annuities are tax deferred, right? And so what Dave's talking about with the annuity rescue, if you do have those unrealized gains in there, is we can do a 1035 exchange, which is like a 1031 in real estate. And make that a non-taxable event, move it to a new, cheaper product, which is going to give you a better likelihood, a better outcome in the long term, most likely.
And a product that we don't make commissions off of.
And a product that we don't make a commissions off of.
That actually aligns with your best interest.
Save you a lot of embedded costs in the policy.
Exactly. So week 2 of blind spots. Hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions regarding an old insurance contract out there, 1, talk to your advisor here at 10 Capital, and 2, more than likely it should come out when we do this comprehensive planning with you. But if you have an old contract sitting out there you're just wondering about, bring it out, let us take a look at it and see if we can make sure that we at least educate you on it to allow you to make an empowered, informed decision. Hope this helps.
Thanks.
So you want to shoot an intro?
Or you can, either way. If you want me to, I'll do it. Okay, fine, I'll do it.
Do it.
No, it doesn't really matter who does it. I'm happy to. I'm Ben Clune. Today I'm here with my colleague, Dave, who introduced, I forget your name. I love to see it. Dave just starts laughing.
Just totally blacked out. I don't remember this guy's.
I'm not going to be able to do it if Dave's laughing.
All right, cool. Let me try one and then you try one.
Okay.
All right. God damn, you're making me laugh. Do you want to do the intro or you want me to?
Let me do the intro.
All right, cool.